Hi guys, Janessa West here, Notary Newbies Mentor, and I wanted to make a video, come on here and talk about my most recent post on the Notary Newbies group in Facebook. I posted a question and asked about what is one thing that you really struggle with in your notary business? What's keeping you from getting going or growing your business? Where are you stuck? I I'm sad at the answers that I got. Mostly because I feel really bad that people are struggling so much, it seems, with having courage to start something for themselves and to get out there. So I want to take you back to when you thought about becoming a notary. What was your whole idea about that? You heard about it, somebody told you you could make some good money being a notary or doing loan signings, and it sounded good. You thought you could have a flexible schedule, you could make decent money, and it sounded good. You got your commission, you maybe got some business cards, you got your supplies, and then you halted. Maybe you did a signing or two. Maybe you signed up with a couple of loan signing services. Maybe you took some more education, more than what your state requires, but then you halted. And this this makes me so sad because there's so much business out there, you guys. There's so much notary business out there. Whether, well, I'm going to say this. If you're trying to do loan signing at this very moment in time, which is October of 2022, loan signing at this very moment is not where it's at. Why? Because interest rates have skyrocketed and people are not purchasing homes or refinancing at the rate that they had been in the last 2 years. If you got into the loan signing industry in the last 2 years and you signed up with signing services and you were super busy, you got in at the height of this industry. It had not been like that in the history of real estate, in the history of notary business. Period. That was a moment in time. If you were a part of that and you made some great money, be thankful. It wasn't meant to last. It couldn't last. It's not one of those things that would last. But I'm not going to even dive any further into that. I'm going to talk about the here and now. And the here and now fact is that there is still plenty of notary business out there for you, for me, for anybody else out there that wants to go get it. I specialize in general notary work. I do apostille. I do I-9 employee verification. Those are the top 3 things that I do. And I have a team of notaries that work under me. We are super busy. Granted, I live in a medium-sized city in St. Louis, Missouri. But I also have a team of notaries in Orange County, California, bigger city, not as busy with general notary work, believe it or not. St. Louis, we're slammed. It doesn't matter where you live, it matters how you market. If you live in the smallest town, there's area for you to become the number one go-to notary in your town. It's up to you. Is that what you want for yourself? Because you can make it happen. So I just wanted to go over a couple of the comments that were left in response to my post. Again, I posted asking, what is your struggle or your obstacle? Have you overcome it, or are you still trying? What do you think could help you? A couple of the responses, and I won't name names. If you're in the group, you can go look at them yourself. Somebody said, my obstacle to getting clientele and making sure I'm doing things correctly and properly. Getting clientele goes back to marketing. Likely, most of you came into this industry and had to learn how to be a notary. That's a lot, right? Learning how to market, whole other thing. Learning how to market online, that's one thing. Learning how to go out and market in person and network and do all those things, that's another thing. And understanding how to relate to people in order to appeal enough to them that they're going to want to call you as opposed to someone else is huge. So likely you did not get into being a notary to also have to turn around and learn marketing. Am I right? Seems like a whole other thing to learn. It's daunting. You've already had to learn notary and any other, if you're doing loan signing or whatever else it is that you're doing, you've already had to learn that. And most of you are stuck there with, that was a lot, and now what do I do with this info? So let me just say this. If you're struggling with marketing, unless you want to dive into learning SEO and content and marketing and network marketing and all of that, you should probably consider hiring someone that does that. There are people that do it at a fair rate, that know your industry well, that can help you. There's a few key things that you need to be doing to get your business out there in your local area. Going back to this comment that was left, making sure I'm doing things correctly and properly. That's scary. I remember that feeling. I really do. The fear of not knowing exactly what is a jurat versus an acknowledgement, and where do I stamp? What do I sign? How do I do this? And what if I do something wrong? Yeah, I remember having those feelings, and it's terrifying, and it can be stagnating. It can keep you from your own greatness. I'm going to say that as far as notarization goes, we are not so much as concerned with the document that we are notarizing as much as we are concerned with verifying the identity of the signer and witnessing them sign the document. As far as the document goes, we just need to make sure that it's complete and that it's dated correctly and nothing can be filled in after the fact of being notarized. That's it. Our job as a notary is to witness a signature and verify an identity. If you're thinking past that, you're spinning yourself into into the depths of something I don't know. And you're putting obstacles in front of you that are keeping you from getting going and keeping you from building your business and being great. Have I made mistakes? You betcha. I know I've walked away, especially in the beginning of being a notary back in 2017 when I first started. My first few notarizations, I'm sure I did not do them correctly. I mean, who's there to watch over your shoulder and tell you? Nobody. Nobody's checking your work or correcting you. If you go out and do a power of attorney, if you do it wrong, the only time to tell that you did it wrong, sadly, is when that person passes away. And now that power of attorney needs to come into place, and people are looking at it and trying to figure out what's what. And they're realizing that this was not notarized correctly. And really the only time that would probably come up is if the family is fighting about it, or if there's an issue, excuse me, if there's an issue or a question about the person's wishes. But if you did it incorrectly and that person, that power of attorney doesn't come into play for 2, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years down the line, you would never know. So yes, the fear of doing things correctly and properly, it's valid. How do you get over that fear? Getting out there. It's the only way, is seeing the different types of forms that you will notarize, getting comfortable with them, taking your time, reading through them. Let the customer know, I'm going to be a moment. I need to read this thoroughly. You don't need to read the contents of the document. You need to read your notarization block. That's it. Read that, make sure you're filling it out correctly with the proper information, that you're signing and stamping and dating in the correct place. Make sure that your signer signs and dates in the correct place. Make sure that the document is complete. Okay. I'm going to move on to the next one. Marketing. Again, that came up a lot. And yeah, I already said what I said about marketing. I'll come back around to that. Somebody else said being consistent, realizing that this is a business and not a hobby. That was her comment. Yeah. Some people are in this as a hobby or a part-time, just filling in the gaps for income or time. Maybe they're older and they just want to uh, supplement their income, or they can only do this on the weekends or evenings because of family or work or whatever. That's perfectly fine too. But even if it's that, you still have to pay attention to it as a business in order to make it grow. If you want to be able to continuously get customers, you have to nurture your business. So again, being consistent and marketing, it all comes back to marketing, truthfully. So, and consistency comes in finding at least one thing, just one thing that you can do each day, or if you can't do it daily, do it weekly. One thing a day or one thing a week that you can do towards building your business, and then stick with it. It will pay off. If you can do something daily, of course, it's going to pay off quicker. If you can only do something weekly, then you got to be willing to stick with it and wait for those rewards to come. But they will. If you're consistent, it will pay off. Another comment. Let's see. Again, marketing and finding balance. Marketing. Somebody else says, I just can't seem to get going in this notary life. Somebody said, me either. And another, me either. Somebody said, I had one appointment and it was a refi in my neighborhood and they canceled. I've done no mortgages yet, just a few general notary signatures. Yeah, unfortunately, at this moment in time, again, October 2022, loan signing is far and few between, especially for newer notaries. You're probably not going to get them. If you do, they're going to be very low paying. Let's see, just looking through these comments still. Somebody said they have a friend that's doing up to 10 signings a day. I don't know what type of signings. She didn't say if they're general notary or loan signings. I don't know. Last week I personally had 26 general notary appointments that I went on myself. 26. It was a really busy week. Yeah, I was exhausted by Sunday. 10 signings a day. Is it possible? Loan signing at this moment in time, again, October 2022, probably not. If somebody's saying that at this moment, I don't know if that is true. That would mean that 10 houses in her area are being sold. 10 people. I mean, it's possible. She might be the only notary in her area. It is possible. Sure. Is it likely at this moment? No. Was it likely 6 months or a year ago? Yeah, most definitely. But at this moment in time, loan signing is not what it was. So 10 signings a day for loan signing, not likely. 10 signings a day for general notary, very possible. Very possible. I wouldn't say 10 a day. I wouldn't say 10 a day. 20 something in a week, that's a really busy week. I would say on an average month, I probably do about 65 signings, general notary work. That's general notary, I-9 verification, and apostille. About 65 on an average month. So 10 a day? No. Even still, as I'm thinking about those numbers, not quite. But let's see. Looking at more of these comments. This is very new to me and just getting started. And my obstacle is not sure if I'm setting things up right, if I'm looking in the right places for my information. I'm not sure what that is pertaining to as far as setting things up right for your business itself. Are you talking about the structure of your business, if you're going to be an LLC or sole proprietor, if you're registering your DBA or business cards, or I don't know, that didn't have a lot of context to it. So I'm not quite sure. I mean, you could be talking about setting up your Google business or your website or social media. I don't know. So I'm not quite sure if you're setting things up right either. And as far as looking in the right places for information, again, not enough context to your comment. So don't have an answer for that one. And then the next comment, same as most people, marketing myself is a big struggle. How to find the correct clients, what makes me better than the other 100,000 notaries in Michigan to choose from, why choose me over a free bank? Yeah. Well, I'll say this. A bank is stationary, first of all. The client has to be able to go into the bank during 9 to 5 when the bank is open. And the bank has to be willing to notarize the documents that the client brings. Quite often, a client works a job. So they usually work Monday through Friday and aren't able to come in to the bank during banking hours. They have to hope a notary is there if they do come in. And then they have to hope that that notary that is there is going to assist them with their specific documents. I get clients all the time that are turned away by their bank because they're told that their bank won't notarize certain documents. It's different all the time. I don't know what documents they will or will not notarize. I think it's on any given day, they pick and choose what they want to do. And really, I think is if they have the time or the availability or desire to do it. They don't have to do it. It's a service that they offer for free to their customers. And a lot of banks are no longer offering this. Banks, UPS stores, who else used to have notaries? Libraries. A lot of them are no longer offering notary services because they're realizing that there is a lot of liability. If the business is providing the notary, the business somehow becomes liable in that transaction as well. You can research, there's been lawsuits where UPS stores have been sued because of a notary not doing something correctly. So a lot of the UPS stores you'll find don't actually have notaries on staff anymore, even though they still advertise that they do. And what makes you better than the 100,000 other notaries to choose from? You make you better. You make yourself stand out in how you present yourself, how you market yourself, the services you offer, how you show up to each and every client, how you show up when you market, the knowledge that you provide to your clients, the reassurance in the services that you're offering. You, you make yourself stand out better against everyone. You're going to have come up with that confidence that you are their choice. They called you. If they called you, they're interested in your business. If they're not calling you, it goes back to marketing. And more than likely, the other 100,000 notaries in Michigan are not marketers. So if you pick up the stick and run with it on that one, whether you hire someone or figure it out yourself for marketing, you could be ahead of the game already. Okay, let's see. Look at a couple more here, and then I'm going to wrap this up. Somebody else said, I can't seem to find time to get started and being consistent. That is a similar one. Another one, I'm going to say marketing on both general notary and loan signing. I kind of gave up, got a regular job. Problem now is I get regular pay and I'm only available on Fridays. That's a bummer. Yeah, if you're working a regular job, you are confined to whatever it is that they're going to pay you. Being an entrepreneur, being self-employed is rough. You never know how much you're going to make. And probably for the first 2 years of being in business, for the first 2 years of being in business, you might not make enough. Even if you're in it full time, you might not make enough to pay your bills. You might have to have some other source of income, be it a part-time job, or maybe you have a spouse that also earns an income, or I don't know, maybe you have some other source of income. But at this point in time, if you just up and quit your job and try to get into being a notary full time and think that you're going to make 6 figures a year within the first couple of months, I'm going to say no. That's the hard, honest truth. I think my first month of being a notary, this was a while back now, but I probably made maybe $500. And I was available full time. $500. That might be a lot to some. That might be enough to some people. But probably not for a full-time income. If you're looking at it as just a part-time income, maybe that is enough. But it takes time to build a business, and it takes consistency for it to grow. And I've been a notary since 2017. But then I moved states. I moved from California to Missouri and had to start my notary business all over again. And I became a notary here in Missouri in 2020, in the middle of the pandemic. And I thought I was going to do loan signings, but I like to market in person. And I went out to market myself, and all the doors were closed to the title escrow companies. And I wasn't able to get in there and talk to people. So I came home and I did what I do best, which is online marketing. I really put the time and effort into my Google business, which I optimized. I'm really good at that. I've been doing that for myself and for other businesses for years. And so I put that time and effort in to building out my Google business. And I also put the time and energy into building my website. And once you have a well optimized website and a well optimized Google business, Google starts to recognize you and starts to push your listings up to the top. Both your Google business listing and your website. But they have to have the right information in them. You have to speak to the customer. What is the customer searching for? What do they want when they're looking for your services? Whether you're a dentist, a lawyer, a notary, a plumber, whatever industry you're in, you have to give that information to the customer. Right there, all that information has to be stuffed into your website and your Google business. And if it's not there and done properly, there's another important key. If it's not done properly, you can get penalized for it. Your Google business can get suspended, and your website can get pushed down in ranking and never make it up. But if you know how to do it properly, you can rank high with your Google business and you can rank high with your website. And doing both properly and understanding what it takes shows Google that you know exactly what you're doing and exactly what your customer is looking for. So Google rewards you, and Google helps to push your information up, both your website and your Google business. Up, 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 up. So that when people are searching for your specific industries and offering your service offerings, you're up at the top. But again, if you do it incorrectly, if you put in stuff that doesn't belong, you're going to get suspended. There's a lot of rules with Google business. If you don't walk their line, you can get suspended. You can have a great Google business, and next thing you know, you did one change. I hear it all the time. Oh my God, I just did this, and my profile got suspended. And they're like, I don't know what to do now because that was everything. That was the only place my business was coming from. So I have to help people fix that and get back on track. But anyways, enough about that. I'm just going to say that the common theme here is marketing. Marketing, consistency, and fear of getting out there. So I just want to say that all of these are just fears. It's just fear. It's just a feeling. It's just a thought. And if you care about what other people think, if you are afraid of getting yourself out there and walking into a business to present yourself, and you're afraid that they're going to think you don't know what you're talking about, or that you are dumb, or that they've heard it, or they don't want to hear it, or whatever you think they're going to think, get over it. Who cares? They might think it for a minute. They probably won't think anything of it. They're just going to take your stuff. And hopefully you left a good enough impression good smile goes a long way. And if you leave a good impression and you leave your marketing materials, they'll probably call you. But again, with marketing, there's a lot of consistency, even in in-person marketing. There has to be consistency. It takes 6 to 8 times for a person to see marketing material. I just happen to have something that somebody passed me the other day. 6 to 8 times for somebody to see marketing material. For them to say, oh my gosh, this company offers social media and website assistance. Oh my God, I need that. Oh, this company called Move Worth. Okay, I'm going to call them. And then they're probably going to set that down if they don't need you at that very moment. And they're going to go on to something else. But if they need you at that very moment, they'll call you. But the trick is 6 to 8 times. So hopefully they forgot they needed you. You'll be back in a week or two. Or you'll send them something else, whether it be an email or a phone call or a text or a flyer in the mail or a postcard or whatever it is. And they're going to be like, oh my God, I forgot. I forgot to reach out to that company. I know I need their services. I'm going to call them now. I just got this reminder in the mail. I'm so glad they sent me something. So yeah, there's consistency that needs to come across with in-person marketing as well. Anyways, I'm going to wrap this up. We're getting close to 40 minutes here, and that's a really long video. But I just want to say that stick with it. Greatness doesn't come from walking away. Do something. Do something every day, every week towards building your business. If you need help with marketing, if you need help with Google Business, if you need help with building your website, if you need help with content and SEO and social media, if you need help with on the ground, face-to-face marketing, I can help. If you need ideas, I can help. If you need a push, I can help. There's so much business out there to be had. You can be the go-to notary for your area. You can be. Do you want to be? You can make it happen. I can help you make it happen. All right. Well, I'm going to wrap this up. And I just want to say, fear is only a feeling. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. And the only way to conquer it is by getting out there and doing something. Do something about it. Even if it's just one thing. All right. You guys take care. And I'm excited to hear how you have overcome your obstacles. Again, this is Janessa West with Notary Newbies Mentor. You can find me on my Facebook group, Notary Newbies Group, and it's plural, Notary Newbies Group. Same thing, Notary Newbies Mentor.com. All right, feel free to reach out. Take care, and welcome to your first day of success.